Welcome to the Current Report mini-pod. I'm Cece Woods, investigative reporter at thecurrentreport.com, and this is where I give you quick updates on breaking news stories. Yesterday, we saw AB 2624, also known as the Stop Nick Shirley Act, make news headlines. It's important to understand who all the different players are in this. It's not just about Mia Bonta and the other authors of this bill. The power brokers in California reach from Sacramento to Los Angeles, but really the hub of all this is LA County. I'm going to do a multi-part series to kind of get into each person and what their role is in this. So I'm going to start with Rob Bonta. He and his wife are definitely a husband and wife operation. You'll see it in multiple articles that I have written on thecurrentreport.com. Let's backtrack to a month ago. On March 19th and 20th, I had the opportunity to spend time with Nick Shirley and his mom, Brooke. On March 19th, we had a meeting with former Sheriff Alex Villanueva and teachers and stakeholders from LAUSD explaining to Nick the large-scale fraud that was going on. The next day, I met Nick and his mom in Venice, and we talked about my articles about the Weingart homeless funding fraud. I exchanged contact information and just let them know that I would be in touch and keep them informed about what breaking news stories were happening in LA County. Fast forward to yesterday morning when I was tagged in a post on Facebook. It was about AB 2624, labeling it the Stop Nick Shirley Act. So, of course, I was alarmed. I'm like, what is this? And I immediately took screenshots and sent a link to Brooke, Nick's mom. I told her I was going to start doing my homework. She was going to start doing her homework. Like an hour and a half later, Nick started posting on social media. So while Assembly member Mia Bonta's name is listed as the author, and there are also 8 other Democrats, I believe, that are listed on there, and I am looking into them as well, it's important to know what her husband, Attorney General Rob Bonta's role is in all of this. And it starts with the public corruption investigation back in 2020 of Supervisor Sheila Kuehl, Peace Over Violence CEO Patty Giggins, her best friend, and former CEO of LA Metro, Philip Washington. In 2018, Sheriff Alex Villanueva was voted into office, and it was the worst nightmare for the LA County Board of Supervisors because Alex was the sheriff that was going to call out public corruption, and they knew it. Fast forward 2 years, we are in the middle of COVID. Bill Melugin from Fox 11 News broke a story about Patty Giggins, who is the CEO of Peace Over Violence, the best friend of LA County Supervisor Sheila Kuehl. Sheriff Alex Villanueva opened up an investigation. His undersheriff Tim Murakami was the head of that investigation because Alex removed himself to make sure that there wasn't a conflict of interest because of the ongoing contentious relationship that he had with the board. He was exposing their corruption, and they knew it. I started working with whistleblowers at LA Metro and exposing more corruption under Philip Washington, the former CEO. So he's already being investigated for the pay-to-play with peace over violence. And now I'm exposing more corruption. Within 24 hours of my first article, 2 branches of the federal government opened investigations against Philip Washington. Now it's 2022, and we are in the heat of the LA County Sheriff's race. Alex is running for re-election, and Robert Luna is his challenger. So on September 14th, 2022, the LA County Sheriff's Department raided LA Metro Supervisor Sheila Kuehl's home and the home of Patty Giggins from Peace Over Violence. I was the only reporter in front of LA Metro. At the time, I had just been contacted by a Washington, D.C. watchdog organization that had been following my reporting on the corruption at LA Metro under Philip Washington. They asked me if I would be willing to help them and provide them with all the documents that I had, because President Biden had just nominated Philip Washington, who was under criminal investigation, to become the head of the FAA. So once the raids took place and computers were seized and documents were seized and all kinds of evidence were taken from both homes and LA Metro, Rob Bonta jumps in and says, I'm taking over this investigation. In 2023, Bonta abruptly closed the investigation, saying that there was no evidence. During the sheriff's race, Rob Bonta received over $12,000 in a donation from a PAC called Committees United Against Alex Villanueva 2022. So while he is the sitting attorney general, he is accepting donations openly against Alex Villanueva and subsequently shuts down the investigation against Sheila Kuehl, Philip Washington, and Patty Giggins, and says there's no evidence. In November, Alex loses the election. New sheriff comes in, Robert Luna. Guess what he does? He closes the public corruption unit. That unit was specifically designed to investigate public corruption, like the fraud that's happening in LA County, the massive fraud. And when you see the amount of money and donations that went to Rob Bonta, you will see that LA is so tightly woven into this whole billions of dollars worth of fraud in California. And so there are more players, and I will have a part 2, probably a part 3 and a 4 and a 5, as we keep going with this investigation into who's really behind trying to stop independent journalists like Nick Shirley and like myself